So happy to be here with you all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever, the inaugural Black Power Rangers Comedy Tour. Thank you so much. We got an amazing lineup tonight. Everybody that you see on the show tonight, talented comics from all over the country coming here. I've invited each and every single one of them to come join us tonight. I'm going to say some names. When I say the names, I need you all to get as loud as you can for each one. All right. First up, we got Savannah's own Deshaun Mason is here. I should have said that name last. Y'all like him. Nice. I like that. After that, coming up from New York, we got Gerard Fortune, everybody. Also from New York, Cordero Wilson. And then we're going to have Brandy Roberts, everyone. And then you're going to see me again. My name is Willis Maxwell Jr. I like y'all. Y'all know how to suck up to the host. That's what's right. That's what an audience should do. I appreciate this. I'm so excited. This is our first time doing this tour. People kept asking me, what does Black Power Rangers mean? Why did you name it Black Power Rangers? And it was because Blackish was taken. That's... People got mad when that show got named. They're it's offensive. I was my brand. It's all... But no, this Black Power Rangers because we wanted something that's about Black Power. We're producing the shows ourselves. We're putting our work ourselves, going out on the road ourselves. We wanted it to be about Black Power. And it's Black Power Rangers. And I appreciate the lineup I got because folks have been asking us. We did a couple of interviews. Someone asked me, why is it Black Power Rangers? I'm black, I like Power Rangers, that was it. We put it together. And Brandy Roberts was doing the interview with me, and Brandy was well, Power Rangers introduced the duality of man concept that's really familiar to us as comedians with day jobs and night jobs. And also Power Rangers are the most inclusive superheroes because when you look at the suits, it could be anybody behind the helmet. And I was yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I meant. Other day I was walking around, I saw a white guy wearing a t-shirt that said, "I am Black History." Which is yeah, that's true, but don't brag about it, It wasn't your best role, You don't see Eddie Murphy walking around in a Pluto Nash shirt, just keep it. I'll be real with y'all though. It took me from the time I saw him to the time I thought of that for me to recognize oh, okay, he's light-skinned. All right. It's that's why he wears the shirt. It's I could pass, but I won't. I need people to know. I already, this is we're 2 minutes into the show, and there's already my favorite type of laughter. It's am I allowed to laugh at that? That's the easy thing. It's ah. It's I'm gonna laugh at it, but I hope no one hears me laugh at it. I wish I knew more about my family's personal history, because I talk to my friends and they'll talk to me and they'll be my family comes from Greece, my family comes from Italy, and I'm I can tell you the continent. We didn't keep records, okay? We didn't keep records, All I'm saying is no Black American needs Ancestry.com for longer than the 30-day free trial. That is, you log on, you make a username, takes you 30 days to find the plantation, and then the trail goes cold. If you're lucky, it leads to another plantation, but that depends on your definition of luck. That's just how that goes. I'm a fairly anxious person. I've had anxiety for as long as I can remember. I think before I was... My anxiety people cheer! Anxiety! That's why y'all are up at 10 on a Friday. I can't see it! That's when the thoughts come! Anxious people. I've had anxiety for as long as I can remember. I think before I was born, I was in the womb yeah, things are good now, but I can tell the bottom's going to drop out. So hold on tight. The shows I watch don't help with that. There's just one show I've been watching. It's called I Survived. The show is, my anxiety people, The show's crazy. Every episode they feature 3 or 4 people who've been through just harrowing experiences. These people have been trapped in burning buildings, kidnapped, stuffed in trunks, drank orange juice right after brushing their teeth. You name it, they lived through it. You got to tell their story. And I feel for every person on this show because they went through a traumatic experience and then didn't get a movie based on them. Like, I'm not trying to trivialize anything, but if you go through a traumatic experience and then don't get a movie, your trauma was for nothing. You think the guy from 127 Hours is mad that he only has one arm now? No. He traded that arm for a movie. If anything, he's mad he was played by James Franco. He wanted Joseph Gordon-Levitt, but it was the year he was expensive. You go through something, you should get a movie. That's how it works. I can see a scenario where I'm in a plane that crash lands in Siberia. I crawl out onto the icy terrain, just fiery fuselage, wreckage all over the ice. And the only thing I can recover from the luggage is a glass jar of Vaseline. And I cover my body in Vaseline for warmth. And then I break the glass jar, so now I have a weapon. And I trudge across the ice until I am surrounded by a pack of hungry wolves. And I put that glass between my knuckles, and I fight those wolves, Liam Neeson style. I punch the alpha in the jugular, killing him instantly and making me the new alpha. I skin his fur and wear it as a coat and a reminder. Now as new alpha, I command my wolves to line up according to strength and ability, and I mount the largest one, and I command them to mush, drive me to the nearest town. As I'm gripping onto the hair of Balto, I decide to name the wolf Balto. As I'm gripping onto the hair of Balto, and my body temperature getting dangerously low, the only thought keeping me alive is when I get back to the world, John Boyega's gonna play me in a movie. Gotta get fit another role. You know how mad I'd be if I survive and tell someone my story and they're like, best we can do is 15 minutes on the Biography channel. You get a no-name to play you. It's like, oh, you asked, do you want to do it? It's like, fine. I'll relive my trauma for SAG scale, fine. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your next performer for the evening? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Ladies and gentlemen, your very own, Deshaun Mason, everybody.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we doing tonight? Good to see your beautiful faces. I figured since it's October, I should probably talk about my favorite things, which are horror movies. Do we like horror movies out here? Yeah! I feel like horror movies are really interesting to me because, I feel like people in a horror movie do things that I would never do, Like I feel like part of the enjoyment of a horror movie is seeing yourself in the movie, That's why movies with serial killers make a lot of sense to me, I could see myself hanging out and then just getting murdered. That checks out. Or me not doing anything, oh no, yeah. But people in ghost movies do things that I would never do, I feel like, somebody in a ghost movie will see a friend get dragged out of a room and they're like, Bradley, what are you doing, my guy? I promise tonight, if I go home and there's one picture frame turned upside down, there's a 60% chance I call the police, all right? 40% chance I don't, because I'm black. That's just being smart, all right? All right, this is being smart. I feel like the greatest ghost movie of all time has led people to act poorly in these situations. Watch this. We're just gonna try something. If there's something strange and it don't look good, who are you gonna call? The police! I just told you. Call the police in those situations, all right? Unless, of course, you're black. Then you need to make a compromise, y'all. Just do it 3/5 of the time, all right? 3/5 of the time. Oh, don't you say, oh, the math was there, all right? 60-40, that's 3/5, all right? So I laid a math trap for you. I think that's my favorite joke. Any joke that works primarily based on arithmetic, that's my shit. I think, I lived in Charleston before I lived here in Savannah, and I do love Savannah. But I think it's kind of funny, living in two cities which call themselves the most haunted cities in the world, and I feel like I don't know if ghosts are real, and I have good evidence to suggest so. If it's true that ghosts are real, how come I've never heard a black person complain about a Ouija board spelling the N-word? How come it doesn't happen, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that would check out. You know, like also just as like a note to you two, like just curiosity. Let's say you got a Ouija board in front of you. How many letters before you're like, all right, this is done? You know, for me, I feel like it's 4. I feel like it's 4 letters. And I, G, second G, I'm like, this is dumb. I know what's going on here. I do love living here in Savannah. Savannah is like just a beautiful, wonderful city. Where my Savannahans at? It was cheating. I know you're all from Savannah. I do love just like living here in the city. I've had a lot of interesting experiences after moving here to Savannah. I moved here like right after the pandemic, like right after lockdown. And you know, I feel like a lot of people spent the lockdown like learning how to bake, and I just learned how to get baked, you know? I just started experimenting a lot, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite memories of doing some extracurricular activities, if you will, was out at Skidaway Park here. One day we decided to go ahead and just do shrooms and then go to Skidaway, which is a great time, highly suggest. One of my favorite things about doing shrooms at Skidaway was that like once we got out there, we had these glasses called blue blockers. One of our friends bought these. If you've never used them, it makes everything just look sepia toned, right? And at one point during the shrooms adventure, somebody's like, oh, have you not tried these glasses? I put them on, I'm like, oh shit. So then we begin to pass these glasses around as if they were the drugs. You know, we're just doing a little beat pass, you know what I'm saying? Just really getting in there. My favorite thing about this whole experience was that at one point during this, one of our friends, Dan, yeah, that's right, he's a Dan puts these glasses on, and he's like, oh shit, these are way too much. These are way too much. And he asks our friend like, hey, like what the fuck do you even use these for? And he's like, I don't know, driving. He's like, you driving these? They're sunglasses, y'all. Shrooms will do weird things to your brain. Good things, but weird things. Hey guys, what do you? Hey man, what do you do for work?
I sell suits.
You sell suits? Alright, if nobody can see this man, he is incredibly well dressed. He is wearing a suit, like 100, like I am so glad you said that shit checks out, alright? Do you ever find out a fact and you're like 100%? Like you saying that you sell suits is like when I found out that NASCAR was created because people were running moonshine. I'm like, yes, of course that's true. Well, that's super rad. Well, let me ask you this question: if let's say are you the owner? Or are you like employed over there? Like, what's the deal?
Employed. I work for Dillard's.
You work for Dillard's. Yeah. Let's hear it for Dillard's. You hear that, Dillard's? Corporate sponsorship. Now, let's say that your boss decided to like stop paying you. Would you continue to like sell suits? Would you still?
Yes, but not for Dillard's.
But not for Dillard's. Let's say that your bosses all across the suit world just stopped paying you. Would you work for free? I feel like that's a no. That feels like a no. Like, right? Like, and honestly, like, who here would work for free, right? Like, nobody would work for free, right?
Yeah!
That's right. Anyways, now let's talk about reparations, okay? All right, now just relax, all right? Relax, everybody. I know what I did, all right? I just hit a bomb in this room, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, I'm a comedian, all right? That means what I'm gonna say is generally gonna be fun, all right? So let's go ahead and explore this idea. But just to start things out, before we get into all the hilarity, I figure I should at least tell you something like I think would be a good idea, and that is just that like I feel like any underfunded schools like in any impoverished communities like they should all be just funded completely. Like that's super important. Education. So like that's one thing that we could do. That guy was like, oh shit, like that sounds too crazy. He's like, what the fuck? Are we educate? No. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about reparations. So I have a few ideas for what we could do for reparations, okay? Now these ideas, Admittedly, they're gonna be a little silly, okay? Comedian. Now, idea number one is that, let's say that any white person who only has one black friend, that one black friend will get to tattoo them wherever they want. Right, like if you got a cool black friend, like you could get with a cool tattoo. If you have me as your black friend, watch out. Like, in fact, if you don't yet have any black friends, like don't talk to me afterwards. I'm super friendly. Okay. For any white people who have more than one black friend, you're good. You don't have to do this. All right, you're immune. But I think I should tell you what I would do. And that is, I promise to tattoo you just your like entire face black. I'll give you the Robert Downey Jr. Tropic Thunder look. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Give you the old Justin Trudeau. All right, so that's idea number one. Idea number two. Now this one. This is a little bit silly. All right. Idea number two. Idea number two is that any white person in America, like if a black person walks up to any house, they can just use your bathroom whenever they want. Also I'm saying, it's time for my 40 acres and a stool, ladies and gentlemen. I'm saying, like, I knock on your house, and you're like, hello, I'm like, reparations. Like, right this way, sir. All right, and idea number three. I know that's Chris Williams out there, who's another amazing blender. It would be weird if like it was anybody else saying so proud of me, like, what the fuck? Idea number three. This is admittedly probably my best idea. Idea number three is that like white people, like as a group, you are allowed to pick one word in the English language. And black people, we will agree not to say that word. Okay? Let's say like you can pick whatever word you want. Like we'll agree not to say like you could choose like parcheesi, you could choose like square, you could choose low interest rate loans, like whatever you want. So let's say that we decide to choose parcheesi, all right? Like black people, we will agree to only say the P word from them forward, all right? Like, we'll all agree, once we're all on the same page, then we're gonna start saying parcheesi all the time, you know? All the time, you're gonna be like, hey, hold on, I thought we had an agreement. I'm like, I know, but it was in a song. It was in a song. I had to do it. Also, like I played a lot of parcheesi growing up. All right, I just played a lot of parcheesi. I grew up in a white neighborhood. That's just what we did. But the last thing is like it's honestly like I feel like like while we're at it, like if we can't say parcheesi, can we say parcheeser? Like it's a different different word. After I read this joke, I was thinking about like I was like, well, parcheesi and parcheesi are two different words, right? Like, and there's two different endings. Like let's explore. Like NIGGA is actually an acronym. Popularized by Tupac. That acronym is Never Ignorant, Getting Goals Accomplished. There goes a factoid for you. Now, when I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, well, parcheesi and parcheeser are two different words. Should parcheeser have its own acronym? So I came up with an acronym. And that acronym, of course, in parcheeser is spelled PARCHEESER. And that stands for perhaps all right citizens hate ebony, especially so. Racist? I don't know. I'm not sure. So that's a joke about reparations. I think that's. I always love telling that joke. I think it's like a real fun time. And like I think part of that is like there's been like so many like interesting experiences that I'll like have like walking around as a black man. Like for instance, I think this is like just a funny thing. Every time that like I like in the past I remember like I would be like the only black person like at a table for like all my white friends. And the restaurant, the waiter would come up and they'd be like, all right, here we go. So whose check is for Bradley? Bradley, okay, that's you. Brandon? Deshaun, that's you. Okay. Who is? And I'd have friends who'd be like, how did she know? And I was like, well, she had a clue. Do you guys want to hear the story of the only time that I ever managed to talk my way out of a speeding ticket? That sound fun? I like that subtle nod you gave me right there. She was like, yeah, do this. This story takes place in Florida. And for a little backstory, you have to understand that I was in Florida at the most redneck wedding I have ever been to. While I was at the wedding, I met a man who was a volunteer firefighter in the next town over. The name of that town was Black Man, Florida. I know, that's a real town that exists in Florida. Like, this is not part of the joke, this is just like a real place. I was like, what? Your reaction is the same one that I had. But you have to understand how I got that information. So imagine me looking around at this wedding, and all of a sudden I see a man wearing a jacket, and the back of his jacket just reads, Black Man Rescue. I'm like, what is about to happen to me? And how often does this happen? You guys have a dedicated team to this one thing. So I had to talk to that man, and it turned out the town of Black Man was just 5 minutes away. So like any sane person, we got in the car, we immediately drove to Black Man. And let me tell you, it was exactly as I imagined it to be. It was just the Black Man City Hall, the Black Man cut. No, I'm just kidding. It was a super normal town, just for school. But here we are driving through, and I'm probably just too excited about it. And that is when I see the blue lights pop up in the rear, and I'm like, oh no! So I pull over, and I'm trying to think of something I can say or do to get out of the speeding ticket. And that's when it hits me. The officer walks up to the car very calmly. He looks in the window, he says, son, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, yeah, man, it was on the side of your car. Black Man Police. He laughed, I laughed, he laughed, and he was like, you get out of here. Greatest day of my life, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to hear some more comedians? Then it is my honor to bring back up to the stage your host for the evening, the wonderful Wells Maxwell.
Sean Mason, everybody, give it up for him. That was incredible. Couldn't get a better start. Sean Mason. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your next performer? All right, look loud. Coming to you all the way from New York, New York. Give it up for Gerard Fortune, everybody.
Let that play, DJ. Alright. Let me act like I didn't just turn 30 this year. Joints hurt. That's fucking different. They don't tell you that when you turn 30. Yeah. It's like you can feel everything from the waist down. Like all of it. Every bone, every nick. Like I didn't know this was a section that I should work on. Yeah, you can fuck it up having fun too, right? It's terrible. It's terrible. Give it up for Deshaun. He had his whole thing. A Hawaiian shirt. What is it like? 45 degrees outside?
I'm not afraid of the cold.
Obviously. Wow, okay, all right. Nice to see you, brother. I like your pants. I like your pants. Your shoes. I'm just appreciating the outfits. A lot of variety in this room. I'm back in the South. I know where I'm at. People like to think, oh, the South is racist. Yes, it is. Of course it is. We do it well, all right? we do it pretty well. But we're getting better, right? Like I went to high school in the South, North Carolina to be exact. And yeah, I had the stereotypical rednecks with the jacked up pickup trucks, Confederate flags waving in the air. Some of them even had gun racks in the back, right? But they listen to trap music, right? They listen to rap music, the gangster shit. So at 10 a.m., I would hear a redneck just shouting out his car, woo, the South will rise. To Bad and Bougie, to Bad and Bougie. Boy, can't stand niggas, but goddamn it, the Migos can make a hit. Roll Tide, all right, okay. Lived in the South for almost a decade, still don't know what that means. Still doesn't know what that means. Everybody cheers though, all right. Like I always saw somebody bring out like a bowl of grits or something. Like, is that what we're getting excited about? Right. I'm up here for a minute, and there's a lot I would like to talk about. because I wanted to talk when lockdown happened and COVID, all the crazy shit. I wanted to talk, but nobody was ready to hear it. Like, it was too sensitive. Like, I was ready to speak on, like, the whole Asian hate thing. I was like, whoa, how are we even doing that? Like, first of all, these are Asians we talking about. They're deadly. You gotta look at the media. It's a reflection of them, right? Right? I've been watching anime for years. For years. Anime taught me there's another way to struggle that I never even was even thinking about, right? So yeah, I'm sitting down eating pancakes for dinner. But Goku gotta fight a giraffe. Like, I'm like, damn, I ain't gonna get through it. Like I said. It's just different, right? And besides, like, Japan, they've had a giant robot on display for tourism for almost a decade now. So if they have it for fun, they must already have a real one. So like, if you gonna beat up an Asian person, keep that in mind. You wanna put your hands on him, you wanna yoke him up, and then just a giant, just Megazord foot, just gonna curb stomping you down. Like, just don't do it. Don't do it. The future. It's real. You better be scared of them motherfuckers, man. Asian people. They make me get on you, like, better yourself. Being in New York, seeing so many of them. I saw an Asian woman having a conversation with a Spanish woman in Spanish. No subtitles. I was lost. I was completely lost. I was like, I gotta get on it. I need to learn Spanish. Never mind, I have a Dominican aunt. I was like, this Asian woman told me. Also, they taking over. Like, they the next up. White people, I'm so sorry. Y'all had a great fucking run. I tell you what, don't let nobody tell you different. Don't let nobody tell you different about yourself. I've seen 2 different Woodstock 99 documentaries. The fucking top 3 white person moment. I swear to God, don't let them tell you anything different. Nobody can pull it off like y'all could. I watched that show. I was like, how did this start with James Brown? That's how this all started. Started with James Brown. And then got to Fred Durst causing a riot. Being asked, why did you cause a riot? And he looks in the camera like, I didn't do it. It wasn't my fault. I'm like, all right. Frightening. Frightening. Yeah, Asian hate stuff. Like I know how I got COVID. Like I got COVID back in 2019. I got it from an Asian guy named Dan. Not even mad. Like I traced steps. I was like, oh, I was at a birthday party and I got sick. It was like, yeah, Dan got everybody sick. Because he just came back from Wuhan, China, visiting his parents. I'm like, all right, pretty sure it was Dan. Not even upset though. Like, you got it, you just helped me out in the long run. Like, I just took it as like a positive affirmation. Like, look at God trying to get this immune system going. This shit was crazy. And then my reward was the war shutting down and just getting paid. Like, so hear me out, right? I was good the whole time. Let alone I was around family, I was around love, like, cool, but even if I wasn't around that, I would have been just as fine because I grew up in Newark, New Jersey in the 90s. So if you were to tell me then, like, hey, so in almost 20 plus years, you'll be doing the same thing again, but the government will be paying you. That's gravy, baby. Yeah, it's nothing. Too dangerous to go outside, just stay inside. Entertain yourself. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. People were losing it. I was going crazy. First thing I bought was a waffle iron. Like, we made it, baby. We made it. I remember my job tried to call me back, caught an attitude with them. Like, the fuck y'all want? Like, it was out of hand. It was out of hand. I was getting unemployment, tax return hit, and I got my Trump check within like 2 weeks of each other. I was going crazy. I had to get it together, but I was like, I'm wilding because like, so I making dumb purchases. Like I had afros buying hats. Like it was. Go to work. I didn't realize like my job was essential. It was retail. And that was the weirdest phone call I ever had. I'm like, Gerard, like, please come back to work. Your country needs you in this. In this time of need. I'm like, Old Navy's essential? Like, what the fuck? It was. Some dude named Chad in Wisconsin, he needed flip-flops today. He needed flip-flops today. He needed them shirts. I started getting paranoid. I started reflecting, thinking about life up to this point. Besides everything else going on, like whatever, the world been crazy, but it's focusing on me. And then I started thinking like, yo, there's a lot of women on the planet. You ever noticed that? There's a lot of women. There's a lot of them. Like, yeah, it's cool. It was like, there's a lot of them. Like, when we all, well, when, at least New York, the energy in New York, last year when they lifted restrictions, people got out, I'm like, oh, it's a lot of titties out. Like, it's a lot. It's not just me out right now. It's like, this feels like a trap. This feels like Nobody else felt that? Maybe it's just me personally, because like I come from a large family of women. So I've always been kind of like paranoid. It's just like a lot of women. Like I known 12 women by the name of like the title of aunt before I could drive the car. That's a lot of women to get to know in your life before you become an adult. Anybody else can relate? Get close to 12? Hands?
Yeah.
Let's see. You got a Jackie? You got Aunt Jackie?
Yeah.
All right, you got a Jackie. What about a Sylvia?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Ruth?
No Ruth. I gotta earn the stain though. Go all day, baby. Come on. You want a Ferris in there? You want a what? Go on, try it, brother. Come on, try it. Annette, Barbara Ann, huh?
Janice?
Nah, no Janice. No Janice. Janice sound nice, huh? Janice sound, she sound cool.
Sandra?
Sandra? No Sandras. Right.
Leslie?
No Leslie. Lisa. I got a Lisa though. Lisa.
Lynn?
Jenny. No Lynn. Mecca? If you did, I'm like, damn, you Muslim? Like, nah. You get a lot of women, and it's just been, it's paranoid. Like, I remember sitting with my grandmother, and she was showing me the family photo album, just all women. I was just like, where the guys at? Where the boys at? Keeping it to myself, I'm just more and more, she's like, oh, that's Aunt Teresa, it's your aunt. She's like trying to remember, because there's so many of them. She's like, that's your Aunt Carol, that's Stacy. I was like, word. And then I would point to a guy, I'm like, who's that? He's like, oh, he's dead. I'm like, all right. He flips and going. So yes, cousin Teresa, it's your Aunt Sylvia again. What about him? He's dead too. Okay, all right. So then I'm like, all right, if all the old dudes are dead, what about the kids? So I'm like, what about that boy? He was like, oh, he hit his head and he died in his sleep. I was like, okay, all right. Wait a minute. Where are the boys? This is not a drill. Where are we at right now? Every dude around me was just young and stupid. Like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, nigga, what? It's a mess. Right before the pandemic, I found out I had an uncle. 40-year-old uncle. Got lost in the system. Everybody was just happy, ecstatic with me. It was just like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, we always heard about you. We didn't know, like, you were an actual thing. I was upset. I'm like, where have you been at? We are losing. Where have you been at? All these women around. Where are the boys? Where are the men? And I carried that resentment in me for like years when I was younger. Because everybody, even when I left the house away from family, women everywhere, crossing guards, cops, all the teachers, women. All of them, just everywhere. I'm like, I can't take it anymore. Then you get around guys and what do they want? They want more women around. I'm like, I'm not with this shit, man. They're like, where the hoes at? I'm like, I'm trying to get rid of these bitches. Like, what do you want? Where the boys at? Finally, clicked up with some people in high school. Some of my best friends to this day. Because they was feeling that same thing. It was like, nah, fuck that. What the boys at? We trying to hang with the boys. And we did that for about 6 months until I was like, Jesus Christ, where are the women? Where are they at? Did you know that straight men do not believe in Simon Number? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? How you cut up 8 chicken breasts and just throw the whole cutting board on the sink? Meanwhile, just dancing, all the bacteria just dancing. Like Soldier Boy, just dancing all in the sink. Oh my God. I'll never do it again. Just that relationship with women, like, it's been taking me away. I've never, like, the way that people compare men and women now, like amongst each other, like I've never seen that. I was like, this woman can equally fuck me up just like that guy. It's always been like that. Like it's different when you have a gay aunt and then she finds out you got into a fight with a girl and then now you get fucked up. Like you walk around a little bit different, knowing like, all right, so I just gotta put my hands up for everybody. Just be ready for it, right? It's fair game. Not like that, but it's like, come on. I'm not around to just punch a woman like Streets of Rage. Like, no, it's not that. It's not what I'm saying.
Sylvia.
No, Lisa, it was Lisa. That's a good guess, though. That's a good guess. That's a good guess. Not yet, no. I don't know. Now, Sylvia has been single for a while. I thought about it. See, that's a really good guess. That's a really good guess. The suit man. That's what it is. When he said I sell suits, I'm like, in this economy? How?
Rich people still rich.
Nobody dresses professional anymore. Even rich people dress homeless now. I'm like, why? We filmed in Brooklyn. I'm like, how much you make a month? They said $10,000. I'm like, why do you dress like that now? Why are you wearing velour pants with a leather top? What is going on in your life? Jesus Christ. Where was I? Women, that's right. Okay. Nah, like, my relationship with my Aunt Lisa, it's been standing out to me more. Because the more I talk about it, I'm just like, this is just regular. This woman's been in my whole life, never questioned it, never had time to. I just sort of like, well, that's Aunt Lisa and that's Jenny. All right, cool. But then when they had a kid, I'm like, all right, what are y'all doing? What's going on? Because clearly you didn't want dick, and now you brought dick into the equation. So what's going on? What's going on here, right? Make sure to always just pay attention to them. But like, it's weird growing up with it, and then nobody just says anything because there's no context, there's no labels. It's just those are just two women hanging out. So the first time I heard like the word lesbian, I was just very confused. Very confused, because a girl brought it up to me as like a block, like me like hitting on her in science class, and she just had enough of it. She's like, Jeriah, you just don't get it, you just don't understand. I'm like, understand what? She's like, I'm a lesbian, that's why. I'm like, what is that? She's like, it means I like other women. Shit you not, I looked her in the face and said, that's the gayest thing I've heard. Gay shit. Teacher heard me, she was like, Jeriah, quit all that talking. Matter of fact, you do the next, answer the next question, right? Never forget, we was in science class. And the word lesbian just stayed in the back of my head. You ever had like a microwave moment where like, you close it and you're like, oh, I left those t-shirts downstairs. Like that type of, just has nothing to do with what you're doing right there, right? Yeah. In science class, never forget it. Learning about the plant cell, right? The plant cell, specifically about the plant cells, it's part of the plant cell. It's called the mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the plant cell. Distributes energy throughout the whole plant cell. So that way, Lisa and Jenny could both be lesbians. That was my training in 8th grade science class when I learned the word lesbian. Very confused, very distraught that day. I'm like, my whole life is a lie. Like, it caught me off guard. So what do you do What do you do when you're in 8th grade with your guy? You just found out that you've known lesbians your whole life. You go tell your friend. That's what you do. You go tell your friend. Go to my friend Blake. I was like, hey, yo, Blake. I just realized that I got lesbian aunts. And he gave me the very appropriate, like, guy reaction. He was like, oh, man, I bet they're hot. I mean, I don't think you've seen real lesbians before, have you? I don't think you've seen real love before, right? Because I've hung out with Blake. Blake was heavy into porn. So he's heavy into watching women that got paid to just hug and wrestle each other. You know? Meanwhile, Lisa and Jenny hanging out in sweatpants watching Property Bros. Like, if you think that's hot, then all right. Hope you like cargo shorts. It's fucking weird, man. Just always regular. It's always regular. Okay. Let's leave y'all on. I'll just leave y'all on a thought. This is something I've been thinking. This is very new. Well, not new. It's just very unfinished. It's open thought. I just been pondering. So, we're familiar with the town Wilmington, North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
We're familiar with who's from Wilmington, North Carolina, right? Michael Jordan. We all familiar with that?
Yes.
Kind of up and down. Right? It's like it's like mixed for some reason. It was like, it's like some Mandela effect. It's like, why isn't he celebrated in that town? What did he do? What did he do? Like, think about it. So what about racism, America? When you're great, right? Right. Prime example. Shaq Johnson. You familiar with this man? Heavyweight boxer. Beating white men so bad and fucking 8 bitches. He caused race riots. He still got a statue to this day. What did Michael Jordan do to not get a statue? They tore down Confederate statues in Wilmington, North Carolina. I no longer know that I'm walking downtown Wilmington, North Carolina now. I no longer know. I just would have updated these statues with Jordan just dumping on them. That's all I would have did. Fix that problem. Fuck am I supposed to know I'm there anymore? There's no Michael Jordan store, there's no Space Jam World, there's nothing to remind you else that you're in Wilmington, North Carolina. Unless you're leaving is the Michael Jordan freeway. That's all they gave him. It was like, we're the greatest of all time. We got some asphalt. He did something. Michael Jordan did something. All right, that's enough for me. Thank you. We love you.
Welcome to the Space Jam.
Give it up for Gerard, everybody. Give it up for him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring up your next performer for the evening. Coming to you all the way from New York, New York. Make it loud, make it loud, make it loud. Give it up for Cordero Wilson, everybody. Keep it going for the
How we feeling, Savannah? This is cool, man. I haven't been here since I was a child, and I knew it was a magical place. And it got reaffirmed the moment I walked in here. Because everybody's dressed like an avatar from Fortnite. This is crazy. This is crazy. Some motherfuckers with glow sticks in their hair. This nigga's in a suit. You look like Red Sonja. We got Jeezy in the crowd tonight. This is fucking crazy. This place is magic. Give it up for yourselves, Savannah. Happy to be here, you know. And it was cool, you know. I love doing comedy. If the set doesn't do well, I will disappear into the back. I didn't know I made a dress snafu. I didn't know pastel was in this year. I thought I was being unique. Apparently, this is the whole set. All right. All right. Oh, man, happy to be here. I've gone through a lot. The common theme post-COVID is that a lot of comics do reflection, and we're realizing like a lot of stuff that's been happening to us. We realize that doing comedy is a reckless activity. It's a reckless occupation. I realized this because I turned 30 this year. So yeah, one sad woo, one sad woo. Yes, and a cackle. So this whole crowd is under 29. Jesus Christ. Okay. I turned 30 this year. I did the thing is, you might be shocked. I don't look it like, you know, like I got melanin, my cheekbones are high, like I moisturize, like I get it. I got boyish features, I understand. But I turned 30 this year, and it honestly, at first I was dreading it, but now I'm at a point where like I kind of unlocked a lot of 30 perks. Anybody in here 30? Round of applause. Anybody? 30 up, 30 up. 30 up, yeah. 29 and down? Yeah. Just wait. Just wait. You gotta use that energy for other shit. You know what I mean? Like, no, I unlocked some cool perks. Like, in my 20s, I used to be like riddled with anxiety. Like, I used to just kind of like one of the things I used to have, like awkward conversations, you know, like you ever have like a situation like right now I'm looking you dead in the eye and like you don't know what to do, like stop it, leave me the fuck alone. I used to have those situations, like I used to get caught in a thing called a yeah right loop. Does anybody know what that is? It's when you're talking to somebody and the conversation's dry as shit, right? And the only thing you can think of doing is saying like, yeah, man, yeah. Right, yeah, right. And then you like hold out each one, you're just like, yeah. Right. And then you try to kill it with that's crazy. And then you try to come away. We all know the you're right loop, right? And I used to be riddled with it. And then I turned 30 and I could just be like, yo, I could just end conversations? Like, you could just do that? Like, I don't even want to be here right now. Like, I just want to walk. Like, it's crazy. I just be ending conversations now. I give them 30 seconds to pique my interest. Like, we're still talking about model cars. Let's end this. Let's wrap this up right now. Because I'm dying tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I'm over this, man. I'm over it. That's such a cool, it's freeing to do, you know? I don't know, but then you get, like, you trade off, you get, like, new perks now. Like, because I'm kind of, like, a younger person, but, like, like at heart, but like I'm starting to like all my friend group is starting to steer in a direction, so I'm getting like weird new like 30 anxieties. Like I'm getting invited to barbecues that I don't know nobody at. I'm like, shit, I'm high. Like this isn't cool. I know 1.5 people at this 30-person function. You expect me to mingle? Like I want 2 hot dogs and I'm out of here. But it's always some sweaty nigga with like a button shirt that's unbuttoned, 2 buttons too loose, and he's like, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I got this idea. It's not a pyramid scheme, but it's basically a pyramid scheme I'm talking to you about right now. It's like, you're not a narco. What the fuck is going on? You got kids here, bro. Like, just act like it, you know? I am realizing I am getting old. I've known this for a while because it's been a minute. I'm already like, it's been the last couple years. I'm already starting to make old man noises. And I wasn't ready for it, you know? Like, this was true. This happening. I was out in New York. And I was walking, and I realized that my shoe was untied in public, which is already an old man move to begin with. To be honest with you, if you're out in public and your shoelace is untied, you're either 8 or 88. There's no in between. There's no in between. It just isn't, you know? Like, damn, nigga, you pay bills, but you don't know how to tie a knot? Like, this is crazy. You know, every time I tell that joke, I look down at my shoes just to make sure I'm not out here regular. No, and so I leaned down in public and I went and I tied my shoe and I came, the noise I made was just, at the end, you know, just to tighten it up, you know. It's like I had a Sprite, you know, it was like a crazy, it was a McDonald's Sprite, too, that bitch was crispy. It was a crispy, guttural McDonald's Sprite noise. It was almost like the hydraulics in my knees were about to get out. And like the little foreman in my head was like, we gotta relieve some pressure. He's not coming out. He's not gonna make it. It was crazy. When I came up, this old dude had passed me by. He was like, damn, kid. He's like, you are a little young for Pepsi knees. I was like, holy shit, it's got a name. It's crazy. It's crazy. I got Pepsi knees now, and I don't know how to live, you know? Partially because I hate Pepsi. I hate that name. Yeah, I'm a Coke guy, you know what I mean? Like the brand rivalry, it runs strong in me. So it's like I want to call it Coke knee, But it sounds like an injury you got in the 80s for like a whole nother reason. It's a whole nother reason. I tell that joke to see who's living reckless in the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't get that joke, and some people are just like, oh, okay, got you. I know not to party with you after this joke. Get lost in Savannah. No, man. I don't know. I've been like in a state of reflection. Like COVID wasn't. Doesn't anybody feel like COVID sort of like unlocked the cheat codes of humanity, right? Like we just sort of broke the matrix for like a year and a half. And then the government found out and has been trying to like wrangle us back in. Like, no, this shit's here to stay, bro. This shit's here to stay. Work from home, that's the big head mode of like life. You know what I mean? That's the up, down, left, right, A, B. Like we broke the code. So no, nigga, I'm staying at home in my pajamas. And you paying for that office space that I don't have to go to. That's a crazy concept, you know? Like we learned so much in a year and a half. Like here's a couple of things. Like we learned that UFOs are real. Right? Isn't that crazy? Like the dude with the banjo and talking like, yeah, you know, the aliens took me up and did stuff to my butthole. He was right. This guy was right the whole time. We didn't believe him. We didn't hold this man down. It's crazy. UFOs really the document like this shit in the sky. We don't know what it is. Here's a report. We'll see in 6 months and see what happens. We got a Space Jam 2. We got a Space Jam 2. They unlocked that. We didn't even ask for it, but we got it. We got it, you know? And then we all sat in our pajamas, not doing work when we should have been doing work, and we watched Jeff Bezos lob Skittles at a senior citizen in outer space on our dime. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
We can't just forget that. We can't just go back and like, yeah, life's over. Like, no, we watched that. That was a crazy moment in time. It's almost like that's where we're going. Space is it. Like that's the next frontier for our species, you know. And honestly, as a black man who was raised in the 90s, I feel like I'm overly prepared. Because any movie with like an existential like threat with like aliens, the black dude whoops everybody's ass in the whole movie. You know, it's like, this is me. This is exactly what I was ready for. Like, we had Will Smith in Independence Day. He punched an alien in the face. Welcome to Earth. Like, that's crazy, you know? I don't know, man. We had Predator 2. Danny Glover, just in a revolver, beat a trained athlete. It's wild. Alien versus Predator. Whole bunch of people got slaughtered that whole movie. The black woman survived. I think we're ready, guys. I think me and you, us three, we gonna make it in space. The rest of them, they gonna figure it out, but we got it, you know. Anybody watch Space Jam 2? You did reluctantly. I saw you using at the side. You were just like, yeah, I had to watch it. Nobody watched Space Jam 2? Smart people, smart people. It was alright. It was alright. Anybody watch Space Jam 1? Round of applause. Love that one. Space Jam was a crazy concept. Here's a synopsis if you're not familiar, just need a refresher. It's a movie in which the Looney Tunes, with the help of one Sir Michael Jordan, band together to defeat a group of evil intergalactic aliens who steal the talent from black athletes to fund their evil deeds. And that just ain't a metaphor for what the NBA kind of already is. Like, this is crazy. I was watching that at 6, my third eye opened up. I was like, oh, this is a documentary. This is crazy. It was the moment where he was like, yeah, he was chained up. He's like, you'll always lose. And I was like, yes, this is what this movie is. This is crazy. I don't know, it's a weird time. It's so weird that like here's a weird thing. Like I got tipped in weed not too long ago. Isn't that crazy? So this isn't just me. This is new. This is not a regular thing that used to happen before a year and a half ago. Like, I was helping an older gentleman, and he shook my hand, and when I came back in, there was a balled up toilet tissue paper, and I opened it up, and there was half a grenade in that bitch. And I was like, wait a minute. What happened? It's like me and his ancestors just shook hands. He was like, this is what we need, the unity, the reparations. Felt like a fucking GTA character. This was crazy. A plus 15 respect came over my head. This is wild. It's a real real thing that's happening post-COVID. I'm telling you, we unlocked all the cheat codes, guys. This is just it. Just do all the crazy shit. Do whatever you want, you know. And honestly, because, you know, like, also a lot of outrage, rightful outrage came out, but then there's also just a lot of, like, confusion and, like, what can we do, what can't we do, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, what am I going to get in trouble for, what am I not going to get in trouble for. And honestly, it's been cool for me navigating that. This happened to me recently. I was out at a bar in the city, and I was hanging out with a black comic, and we were talking to each other. He was on my left, and we were talking about nerd shit, just nerding out. Just two black nerds drunk after a set. We were talking about Killmonger. We were talking about how dope, of a villain Killmonger was. He's fantastic. We were just talking about that, and this like little younger white girl was like to my right, and she came over. She's like, "Hey," she's like, "Are you talking about the one guy who like?" She was kind of drunk. She's like, "You talking about the one guy who wanted to like kill like half the people and like kill half the planet?" And we're like, "No. You're thinking of Thanos, right? That's the grimace looking guy, right? That's that dude. Yeah. This guy." And then to her right, a white dude turned around and was like, "Yeah, no. So Thanos was this guy from like Infinity War, and like he was this whole thing going on." And she switches on him. She's like, "Yo, don't mansplain to me, all right? Don't you sit here and mansplain. I'm not some empty encyclopedia for you to fill with your just your man thoughts, all right? Don't mansplain to me, okay? Don't get this." And me and this dude looked at each other, and we were just like, "Yo, I think mansplaining is like a white dude's problem." We're in the clear. We're good on mansplaining. The difference between explaining and mansplaining is just a shade. It's just a shade. It's wild to think about as a concept. Because the thing is, I'm afraid of that. I really am. Like, I love talking to people. I love conversation. I like getting in like weird thought bubbles. And sometimes I feel bad thinking like, man, I hope I'm not over-explaining a concept. I hope I'm not mansplaining to somebody, you know? And then it hit me even further, and I was like, yo, brothers have actually been mansplaining for a while. We're just too cool. We get away with it. Like LeVar Burton, reading Rainbow? He's like, "This is how you turn a page, you fucking idiot." Like, he was in there. He was in there mansplaining these little things. He really was. "This is an adjective, you fucking simple." You know what I'm saying? You know? Neil deGrasse Tyson is one of the most famous mansplainers on the planet. Just in the way he talks. "If you look at the stars, you fucking idiot." You know, like, he's like, the guy is locked in. He does it, man. It's cool. So I was like, all right, cool. I guess this is one thing we get away with. That's fair. That's fair. I don't know, man. I moved to New York from the South a few years ago. I spent a lot of my life living in Wilmington, North Carolina. There was some cheers for Wilmington, North Carolina, right? Yeah. Love that place. It's a cool spot. And I learned a lot about myself when I moved. I realized like exactly what I look like. Cause I'm half black, half Latino. I'm half Puerto Rican. But I don't really know that side of my family. I was raised in the South with my black half of the family. So I grew up with me, my black mom, my black sister, my black grandmother. We listened to Jill Scott on Sundays, you know. Like, I was like, I'm in here. And then I move up north, and I see a bunch of people that look just like me, except they just speak fluent Spanish. They call them Dominicans, but the jury's still out on me. I don't know what the fuck this. Who are these magical people? This is crazy. I live my life up there, and I just have elderly, like Hispanic women just smacking the shit out of me. "You don't speak Spanish?" And they flip around like Alpha from Power Rangers. It's crazy. And I was like, I don't know, nigga, ask Ramon why I don't speak Spanish. Like, I get mad at them, you know? It's crazy. Ramon was the absentee father for the white folks. They're trying to do the math. You said absentee father, I'm sure you mean black. Like, I'm sure you mean, no, I'm telling you. It's not just cervezas and chill with them. Some of them just out here being banditos. It's crazy. It's wild. It's wild. I did. I really did learn a lot about myself. I know the N-word sometimes gets like white folks nervous. I understand that. Deshaun was up here earlier just talking about it, and I could tell. So here's the thing, I've been doing comedy long enough. I can tell when white audience members are nervous because you get a little bit taller. Because what happens is your butt cheeks clench up and you rise about 2 inches taller than anybody else. Everybody's at sea level. You guys just rose up 10,000 feet. You know what I mean? I don't know. That word has been like, it's interesting to me because I grew up in the 90s and I read a book called Huck Finn. Did anybody read Huckleberry Finn growing up? Yeah, it was required reading for a long time. And a crazy thing happened though, in around like 2011 sometime, they took the word out. They took the N-word out of the book. It was in the book and they took it out as a big thing. But when I was a kid, instead of that, what they did was our teacher would come out almost like a slideshow, and she'd be like, hey class, we have a book, it's a great piece of American literature, but there's a word in it, when it comes up, we're gonna skip it, all right? And she thought she had everybody on board, you know? She was hopeful, but naive, just a little naive, you know? And the thing is, because she did this other thing called popcorn reading. Yeah, remember that fucking anxiety attack? Remember that shit? Remember that? Yeah, it was like, you know, so popcorn reading was a thing where your teacher, almost like a serial killer, would at random pick a child to read for an undetermined amount of time. You can always tell it was like the kid that she hated the most that day, you know what I mean? Like, no, fuck Brenda, she's doing all the words today. Like, solid 35 minutes, I'm well underpaid, I'm hungover, you know. No, I know she stutters, but she gonna have to power through, you know what I mean? She's gonna have to hold it down, I gotta go to the break room, you know. And she was doing it, she was firing off, and we came to this one cool black kid in class, and he looked down, and he realized he had like 6 nigga gems on his page. And his eyes got real big, you know? We're just like, don't do it, man, like, don't do it. Like, you already on your 2nd strike, just don't do it, man. He's like, nah, I gotta do it for the you know what I mean? Like, he had to. It was his obligation. And he slayed every one. It was amazing. By the 5th one, he started rapping it out for no reason. Just for no reason. He was just feeling himself. He was like, then nigga Jim went down to the creek and he ate blueberries because the bitches was sweet. I said, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah, air horn over here. Energy at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hold up, wait a minute. Like, yo, I'm following with you on page 87. You know what I mean? Like, you ad-libbed the hell out of that. That was crazy. That was crazy. Even the teacher wasn't that mad. She's like, Betrayal, I need you to get out of here. But, I'm gonna need that mixtape when it comes out. So go ahead and follow your dreams. That guy's amigo now, so this is crazy. No, he's not. I love music. I really do. I like a lot of music most people wouldn't expect me to like. Like, I'm a lover of music. I'm actually a huge Elton John fan. That was surprising. Like, yeah, Elton John, give it up for Elton John. Give it up for legend. Love this man's music, you know? And it surprises people. It also surprises me that no one else gets like excited when his songs come on. Like, I'll be at a bar, like I'll be out like even after this show, be at a bar and one of his classics will play and everybody's just like, not feeling it, and I'm just like, what's going on, man? Like, what's happening, you know? Like, one of his classics, you know, just like, she packed my bags last night, pre-flight, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, yeah, like, I'm really rocking on it. I'm really rocking, you know what I'm saying? 0 hour, 9 a.m., you know what I'm saying? The swag surfing and shit on it, and I'm gonna be high, and I look around the bar, and nobody's excited. Like, everybody's looking at me like right now. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? And like, yo, am I gonna have to get hype on this chorus for everybody? Like, is that what the agenda is? I'm like, fuck yeah. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings you round again to find. Like, I pull glitter out of my pocket. For no reason. You know what I mean? Like, I got emergency Elton glitter on me at all times. At all times. All my friends think I do cocaine, but I'm like, no, I really like the man's music. I just really like the man's music. Getting older, man. New York is cool. It's alright. It's fine. It's a place. I lived there. I survived there. You have to downscale it. This place is getting wild, man. It's getting crazy. Like, rent's out of control. Like, I had a dumb high thought recently. Like, rent's so bad there. Like, I'm like, when I sleep at night, I just want to leave my like legs out, so that just in case there is a monster under my bed, I can just choke this nigga up like, yo, where's my money? Like, we've been living here together for this long. life, man. Learned a lot about myself, you know. I really have. I don't know. I have learned about the cultures. I've learned what I look like. I actually, you know, it's funny, like, it's crazy. I had a near-death experience during COVID. It was wild. I got in an accident, just like that man just did just now. Spilled $6 worth of beer. No, I got in an accident. It was crazy. During COVID, it was just me and like one random kid just like fucking up. Like, it was midnight. I was driving. This dude ran a red, railed me off the road. It was crazy. And I was hyperventilating. I was losing my shit. You know, like, I was, oh my God. It was just a crazy, like, near-death thing, you know. And I was kind of like recollecting myself. But in that moment, I had like this moment of clarity. I realized I was going to be a good father one day. I did. This moment taught me I was going to be a good father one day. Because while I was hyperventilating, I calmed down and I realized that my hand was out protecting the Popeyes chicken that I had sitting on the I was bracing my two-piece, yo. I was really like, yo, you all I got, baby. You all, and he was already strapped in the seat to begin with, you know, like, because I didn't want the gravy to mix with the mashed potatoes and shit. Like, I was already thinking about little man's concussions, you know what I mean? Like, I was in that moment, and I was like, yo, like, if I'm this protective over Popeyes, I should be fine with a child. You know what I mean? If states rules apply, you know? And I thought to myself, in that moment, you know, I was like, I'm gonna name that child Popeye. Chop up his forearm, give him that Gohan body, fuck his life up for a little bit, you know? It'd be crazy. I like knowing where the Dragon Ball nerds are. You guys have been great. I'm gonna get out of here on this. Give it up for everybody you've seen so far. Give it up for yourselves, honestly. I really love doing this. I really love making people laugh because we're in a crazy time right now, and I feel like we need to fight less and laugh more. I think it's just a very important thing we need to do. I want people to come together. I want to find unity. I have weird dreams about it, to be honest. They're a little weird. Like I told you, I'm half black, half Latino. So like one of my weird dreams is I want to have a kid with a half white, half Asian woman. Just to see what comes out, you know? It's a lot of shit to put into a human being. Like, I might break a genetic code with that, you know? Like, and I thought even harder on it, like, it would be even funnier if it came out as 4 separate babies, you know what I mean? Like, when you ever get into a jam or crisis, they do like a Captain Planet, like, with our powers combined, we might get out of this traffic ticket, guys. I think it's gonna be great. You guys have been awesome. Give it up for us.
Renero Wilson, everybody, give it up for Renero. Y'all singing Rocket Band along with them is like one of my favorite things I've ever seen. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and make it loud, make it loud, make it loud. Coming to you from Oak City, give it up for Brandy Roberts, everybody.
Savannah, Georgia, what's up? Are you asleep or awake? What the fuck? Cause I know this is a long ass show. Like y'all like, damn. Some people don't left. They had shit to do, obviously. So what's up? I'm happy to be here. Y'all have... I'm gonna ease you into it, like relax. Release the pressure. I don't have a penis on, okay? This is a different experience for you tonight. I'm just trying to feel you out. It's cool. Nah, y'all good? Woo! I'm good too. I just want to check my nipples right quick. It's that season, you know? It's cold. Everybody's nipples should be hard right now. Anybody nipples hard? Mine are. I got big nipples. I don't know about you. I got like milk duds underneath here. You know what I mean? So during this season, I get concerned because like they're so big, I need to layer up. I can easily cut through 2 or 3 shirts on a cold night, so I just want to make sure the situation is controlled. Okay. My nipples nipples should be registered on a registry somewhere as a dangerous weapon. I remember one time I was getting my nipples sucked, and when they went to the other side, they poked their damn eye out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. It's a serious situation here, so I gotta check them. Because I'm excited to be here, so my hormones are everywhere, you know? Just trying to make sure we good. And it's breast cancer awareness, shit. Save the tatas, you know? But nah, it's Friday night, that's what's up. We made it through the work week, whoop whoop. That's good, you're employed, that's what's up. Who commutes to work still? Okay, y'all work from home? So y'all don't have a job at all. What's going on? Okay, because your pants are shiny and you ain't make no noise. So what do? I don't know if you can say it out loud. How do y'all get money in Savannah, Georgia? It's like OnlyFans popping right there out here? Oh yeah! I don't believe you. You don't like you got no socks on.
You want to see my ankles?
Yeah, let me see.
I take my shoe off.
Ooh, you do foot content? Okay. Y'all into fetishes and niches out here. That's what's up.
Oh, you didn't want to see?
You still ain't showed me no ankle yet. Damn. Okay.
There's one in the recipe.
It's alright. That's a little bone right there. You got. That's a little bone you got. I like big ham hock bones in the ankles. Sorry. Nah, I love working from home. I work from home, and like I feel like it has like improved the quality of life for Americans. Cause I'm not stressed out like I used to be. Oh shit, he like shit. Hell yeah. Cause see, you know, when you work from home, when you have to go to work, like actually commute to an office, like it's extra stressors added on to it that you don't need to have. Cause like 2 years ago when I was working at an office, about this time of year, I would get stressed out. Cause it's like holiday season, I gotta act like I care about my coworkers, you know?
Yeah.
That fake shit, like potluck, Secret Santa start being added to your calendar and shit. You like, whoa. I don't even like y'all. Like, what? Like, don't tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even learn my motherfucking coworkers' names no more. You know what I mean? Work from home. I don't have to. It doesn't matter. Like, all we have to do is icebreakers. I'm just like, you in the left corner with the black background. You go next for the icebreaker. Go. It's your turn. It's like, I don't care about this shit. I love working from home. I don't have to worry about potlucks and stuff. But don't tell nobody I think like COVID, because like that's why we get to work from home. Like I think that's how COVID started, with a potluck. A white person that cooked with a cat in the kitchen. Brought a dish in and we all touched it. Then 2 weeks later, somebody had a cough, you know. That's what I think. But America likes to deflect, so we'll never know. We'll never know. But we do. We don't like taking responsibility. It's crazy. She's snoring. Okay, relax. Nah, for real. I love working from home. One of my second favorite reasons for working from home is like I don't have to wait for like happy hour no more. You used to have to wait to get off of work. Now it's my lunchtime. Boop, I need it immediately. 12 o'clock is time. What? You are crazy. Corporate America stress you out. And I feel like people, if y'all had jobs and y'all commuted, y'all would be offended. You like, you drinking on the job? I'm like, first of all, mind your business, okay? Let's start there, for real. Like, mind your fucking business. Why are you judging me? Because you can't snitch on me if I'm honest. Bitch, I am HR. It don't matter what you think, I will. I will delete your benefits. Play with me if you want to. Okay? Do not play with me. But like my favorite reason for working from home is like I'm optimizing my day. I don't have to worry about my break time no more. You know, like when you work in an office, you gotta like dictate when you leave, when you come in, when you leave, like your break time and all that. Working from home, I've streamlined it. I don't have to worry about that. Hold this. No, seriously, I take my laptop everywhere, is what I'm trying to say. I take my laptop everywhere. I'm working 8 hours a day straight. I don't have to worry about breaks. I'm taking my laptop everywhere. Can you imagine me taking my laptop everywhere? Like, I mean, like, even in the bathroom. I got my laptop with me. I'm on the toilet with the squatty potty.
Oh yeah.
Core tight as hell, just clickety-clacking the laptop on my knees. I'm in here. Ooh, yeah. Oh, shit. Now, if I'm honest with you, that's not a good idea. I shouldn't be doing that all the time. Because sometimes life happens and it hits you fast, you know? I can't always mute myself immediately. So sometimes they might hear a little burn, and I'm like, shh, I'm in here, bitch. Don't worry about it. Just let me get together. I'm trying to set up. Nah, I love working from home. COVID changed a lot for us, though, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I know we laughing with our mouth open. We should have our masks on. The pandemic is not over. The Asian is laughing. We are doomed. We are doomed. When the Asian is laughing, we are done. For real. But as a black person, you know, COVID, I wasn't really concerned immediately. Because, like, during the pandemic, police brutality was happening at the same time. So I just added COVID to a thing, like the list that I should be worried about. Things. And I was nervous. My fear didn't really peak until around that chicken shortage we had. Chicken wings, remember that? Chicken Supremes went missing too. You remember that? Bojangles, we was in shambles. Okay? Chicken Supremes, bow time is a part of our DNA. We gotta have it down here. I was nervous because police brutality was at an all-time high, and I was like, white people, y'all might start killing us because you think we taste like chicken. I don't know. White people, don't clam up on white people. Y'all love chicken just as much as we do, okay? Because y'all the main ones that be at Bojangles like at like 5:30 and shit. You know what I mean? Like, why are you there in the morning that early? By 8 o'clock, you done had 13,000 calories. Like, what the fuck is going on? That's why you have to be power walking at 8 a.m. You gotta make a dent in that damn calories you had. You like, okay. How you doing? Y'all people living wild, yeah. COVID, see, as the vaccine came out, I wasn't really gonna get it at first. Just, you know, black people, we don't really trust the government. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but like we always have like a long-standing beef. Because the government's always doing stuff to black people without our consent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's historical. Like in medicine, in health, the list is long. Okay. I'm just gonna say the Tuskegee experiment. You know, Henrietta Lacks. You know, it's a lot of stuff. Just Google it. But we don't really trust y'all, you know. And I wasn't gonna get the vaccine because I've been good. I have to this date I have not had COVID. Thank you. You know, and I don't plan to get it, but I'm just saying, I was good. I was plugging it with sea moss and prayer the whole time I was good, you know? I wasn't gonna get it. But see, the government, this is how they got me, because they know at our core, they study black people, they know us at our core. They gonna dangle 2 of our favorite cheap thrills. As soon as they said donuts and lottery, I was like, shit. Is it Mega Million or Powerball? Because I gotta be in it to win it, right? Okay. You know, when you go to the gas station, we'd love to play that number and get a sweet treat. That was it. I was sold. I was like, a vaccine? Shit, I'll get 2 of them, that's fine. I sat by the phone all summer long, waiting for them to call me for the lottery drawing, and they didn't. So when August came, I got mad. I went all the way down to Walgreens and slammed my damn vaccine card on the counter like, what is this? They didn't call me. Can I get 2 shots in my left arm? I'm trying to do second chance drawing? What's up? Can I? They might not have seen my shit the first time. I was nervous. I was like, man, I had a lot of downtime during COVID. I changed jobs. Did anybody find their worth during COVID?
Amen.
Anybody quit a job?
Yeah.
They were better than?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I worked at a gas station before the pandemic. You know? So I needed to quit that shit. Cause like I wasn't making good money for real. I worked from home and on the elevator, you know what I mean? Before that, I didn't know, you know, I could be doing better for real. It was my part-time, but comedy was happening. So comedy wasn't really going well either, but it's whatever, I was grinding. But the gas station, you meet a lot of different people from different backgrounds and stuff at the gas station, right? And one thing I noticed is that on the spectrum, black people and white people, we have a lot in common. More than we think. Like for instance, we're both poor on both sides of the spectrum. Our response is just different. Like black people, they'll come in the store and be like, hey, you take EBT, bet. They get their shit, they leave. It's an easy transaction, no problem. White people, y'all a little different, okay? Y'all come in the store with like a disguise on and shit, and be making a whole distraction. I'm busy as hell, like, hey, excuse me, can you come here for a second? I just want to talk to you. Come here, in the corner. I know, you're loud, come here. Excuse me, but do you take food stamps? I'm like, what? They're like, shut up, you're too loud. Do you take food stamps? And my response is always, yeah, you just swipe your card and put your EBT pin in. We take food stamps. This motherfucker broke as hell. Yeah, You're gonna put your food stamp pin in and then you're gonna swipe your card. And it's crazy, every time I do that, they always turn red like the hot Cheetos they trying to buy and walk out. Yeah. Poverty is y'all kryptonite is what I'm trying to say, I'm just saying. Because if you notice, white people always look like what they're going through. Black people, we don't. For real. It's true. Black people, we rather be stressed and moisturized, you know? White people, y'all decay immediately when you're struggling. It's obvious. It's terrible. Terrible. I have a lot of philosophies about white people, and like one of them that I came up with recently, I want to ask y'all a question. I need y'all to answer it honestly, okay? White people, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. Why do y'all take Zumba class and you motherfuckers still can't dance? You know what I mean? Like, I love a dedication. You still got my water. You loyal as hell. He ain't saying, bitch, come get your drink or nothing. He was just like, I'm gonna just hold this shit ready again. Cause I forgot. I'm high as hell. I forgot already. You ain't spitting or nothing. You a good serial killer. That's what's up. You waited till the end of the show. That's what's up. You wanna make me trust you.
You want to take some pictures?
He asked me that I want to take some pictures. No, Jeffrey Dahmer. What? No, I don't want to take no pictures. But, yeah. That was strange. You want to take some pictures? What? That's weird. Okay. But anyways. White people, why do y'all take Zumba class and you motherfuckers still can't dance? You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen, like, you ever been in a fitness club and you walk by a Zumba class and you see white people in there and they struggling? Fighting hard as hell against the rhythm?
That's me.
About to bust a blood vessel and shit? She's like, that's you?
That's me.
Oh my God, I can see. You're coordinated to the T, you too spiffy. It's weird. I be wanting to pop my head in and be like, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's not that hard. For real. I started to think that white people not having rhythm is a defense mechanism. It saves y'all lives. Because if I'm honest, I ain't never heard a white person getting killed at a house party. Have you? Exactly. These motherfuckers be shooting, don't they? Okay? A good house party consists of a good playlist and a motherfucker getting their shoes stepped on and gunshots. That's it. If it don't happen like that, it was a mid party. It's true. We are so damaged. We gotta have a little danger just to have fun. Like, it's crazy. But man, as a post employee of a gas station, before I left, this was the breaking point for me. I was busy one day. I was doing my thing. I was boop, bang, boop, bang, boop, bang. all of a sudden the old man comes in the store. And he's like, baby, can I use the bathroom? And I'm like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Boop. Bag, I had a line. I had to get people out. So halfway through the line, I'm boot bagging. The old man just runs out the store. Everybody in the store, we just look. We like, that's weird. And I'm like, boot bag, I got something to do. You know what I mean? Like, get y'all out of there. So I'm boot bagging, I'm getting the people out, and on my last customer, as I'm boot bagging them and giving them their stuff, a smell of shit just hit me in the nose. Right? So I'm like, damn, I let this man use the bathroom and he shit with the door open, that's rude. Like, what? I gave you a solid. So I give him the bag and I grab a Febreze, and I start making my trail. I'm shh, shh, shh. But as I get closer to the back of the store, the smell starts to intensify. So I start grabbing other shit off the wall, like soap dispensers and napkin packages and straws and shit, just trying to cover my nose. This is terrible. So I get right up on the door and I spray it down and I count it down and I'm like, 3, 2, 1, and I open the door. Y'all, this man shit on the floor, okay? This is a real story, I'm serious. I'm trying to figure out why did he shit on the floor, because there's a whole toilet in here, first of all. Like, why did you feel the need to shit on the floor? I don't understand. So I immediately go into crime scene investigator mode, so I'm scanning the room. Look at the sink, I'm like, okay, everything looks fine. I look at the toilet, I lock eyes with the toilet, I see a smear mark. Where like he like the shit came out so fast he just kind of like fell off the toilet. He just hold that bar in the corner. Like whoever thought that bar in the corner was like important until that motherfucking day for him. Like he was just like this architect was on to something. He shit on the floor, man. So immediately I'm like, okay, what do I do? I'm in a moral crisis because I'm like, okay, obviously they don't pay me enough to clean this up. What do I do? You know? I'm like, damn. And I started thinking, I'm like, okay, it's a homeless guy that live in our bathroom. His name's Steve. Maybe I should clean it up. Because it would be kind of fucked up to come home and see somebody shit on your carpet. You know what I mean? Like damn. And I'm really like in a moral crisis. I'm like, damn, what should I do? Like, what would Jesus do? Would he clean this shit up or be like, fuck Steve? You know what I mean? Because I'm leaning towards fuck Steve, for real. Nah, but I started thinking, I was like, maybe I should clean it up because I'm gay, you know what I mean? And I gotta do as many goodies as I can to get into heaven, so I gotta... I can't be gay and an asshole, I gotta be gay and nice, like, I gotta pick one thing. But nah, as a gay person, I feel like, I sympathize with straight people. I feel like we making it hard for y'all to keep up with our bullshit. And we adding too many letters, Like, it's getting too much. Nah, for real. Like, I understand, y'all, because it used to be an acronym. Like, it used to be 4 letters. It used to be really digestible. 4 letters. L, G, B, and T. Lesbian, gay, bi, trans. I can sum up anybody that wasn't straight, right? Cool. Then we started adding other shit like the Q, the I, the A, and the plus. We didn't even know what else to say, just and everybody else. I was like, damn. So I was like, okay, the Q I'm not mad at. The Q stands for queer, and that's the gray area for us. Because like, I don't feel as gay as I do today, every day. I ovulate, I need a word for that. You know what I mean? I'm serious. Some titties under these flannel shirts, okay? Don't worry about it. I get it. But then we added the I, and the I stands for intersex. Who knows what an intersex person is? You know what an intersex person is? No, if you don't, close your eyes. We're going to do a visual. An intersex person is somebody that might have a goatee and a fat ass. Boom, we in it. We locked in. Keep your eyes closed. Yes! Or Uncle Clifford, okay? For the white people, Mrs. Doubtfire, okay? I got you on all sides. I'm just saying they blessed in multiple areas. I'm not mad at it. They need love too. Cool. But the A is what pissed me off. The A stands for asexual, okay? Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but everybody in between the L and the I We got together because we wanted to fuck, okay? Why are you here, asexuals? I don't understand. It pisses me off. You're just taking up space and shit. But when I wrote that shit down, it was like we were up to like 8 letters and a plus sign. It's like LGBTQIA. Let's abbreviate this. Like, don't hate us, abbreviate. You know what I mean? LGBTQIA. And I started sounding it down. I was like, LGBTQIA. I was like, look. I was like, this is like a black girl's name. What the fuck? If you don't just call us Labiticoy, that'll be so much easier. That's my time. I got shirts for sale for the show. Y'all follow me on Instagram at BeOriginal. Enjoy the show. I forgot. Okay. Commercial break. Have you had a good time tonight? Great. We're going to end this thing with a bang. I want y'all to give this guy as much energy as you can. He put all this together with his lovely wife. The host with the most. He came and hosted. He gonna close the show. So y'all give him all y'all love as much as you can. Start clapping right now. For D. Wills Maxwell!
Give it up for Brandy, everybody. Let her hear it. Give it up for Brandy. Girls, and I'm Wills Maxwell Jr. Y'all, I appreciate y'all so much. We don't have time, but Dillard's, dude, I have so many questions for you. We don't have time. We have so many, because I thought I knew your story. I was like, he sells suits at Dillard's. Cool. He's probably been doing that forever. And then Brandon was like, who quit their job during the pandemic? And he was like, I did. And I'm in retail now, and I'm happy about it. I'm like, I gotta know. I want to know more. We're going to get up after the show. We don't have time. I was a weird kid growing up. I had like a hard time understanding things adults would say to me. When I was in 1st grade, my teacher was telling the class what a syllable is. She was like, okay kids, a syllable is the number of times you clap when you say a word. Wills, how many syllables on your name? I was like, Wills, 4. 4 syllables on my name. She's like, no, watch. Wills, see, it's 1. I was like, look, lady, I can't help it that I'm a faster clapper than you. I have 4 syllables in my name. Things didn't get easier for me as I was getting older. When I was in 3rd grade, my classmates came up with a euphemism for sex. They called it baking cookies. Yeah. And every week, my male classmates would brag about which of our female classmates they baked cookies with. So if you've ever wondered at what age men start lying about sex, it's 8. I don't know what it is, but we're in there doing it. And every week it's the same. It's like, oh, I bake cookies with this girl came to my house and we bake cookies. I heard this girl will bake cookies with anyone. Wills, you might be next. And one time we were at lunch and they were like, Wills, we're all out here baking cookies. When are you going to start baking cookies? And 8-year-old me thought about it, and 8-year-old me said exactly this. I told them, well, one day I'm going to meet a very nice girl. I'll court her over a number of years, make some dough. We'll put the dough in various shapes on a cookie sheet. And then we'll put it in the oven together. And then we'll get married. And after we're married, we'll take those cookies out the oven and eat them together as husband and wife. And they looked at me and they were like, that's gay. You're gay. That's a gay thing you just said. It escaped all of our notice that my attempted metaphor for abstinence was a misfire. Like, if you track the metaphor, what I told them was, well, one day I'm gonna meet a girl, we'll date, I'll get her pregnant, we'll get married, and then we'll eat our baby. Like, if you track it. That's what I did. I don't know who said it, but when I was like, we'll put the dough in various shapes, someone went, yes. I was like, what? That's new. That was new. It was like, they knew what putting dough in various shapes mean. I still don't. A lot of folks believe in like different karmic balance and all that. The good you put out comes back. I don't. I don't believe in karma because on more than one occasion, I've stepped in dog poop. Y'all don't know this about me, but I'm the least deserving person in the world to ever step in dog poop, all right? I have a dog 2-3 times a day. I'm putting my hand in the bag, picking it up, tying it up, throwing it away. If my dog drops next to another dog's droppings, I'm picking up that dog's poop so that no one else will ever step in. I never feel angrier at God than when I step in dog poop. I've been a Christian my whole life. I've had traumas, tragedies, trials, if you can believe it, tribulations. And every time something happens, I'm like, God's still in control. The second I step in dog poop, it's, we're alone in the universe. Why have you forsaken me? I think about death a lot, not like in a morbid sense. I just think about like what I want it to be as soon as I die, what happens as soon as I die. And what I want the second I die is a list of stats on my life, like the end of a video game. That's what I want. The first stat I want, as soon as I die, how many bags of dog poop did I pick up? What's my grand total? How much more poo covered would the world be without me? Next stat I want, the second I die, how many strangers that stopped and asked me for directions actually got to where they were going based on the directions I gave them? What's my accuracy rating? There are folks who ask me how to get to the show tonight. They're not going to make it. That's on me. Gotta live with that. Next stat I want, the second I die. How many workers at the drive-thru window told me I look like their little cousin as they hand me the food? It's a very specific one. It happened several times. They're like, you look like my little cousin. And I'm like, thank you, because I still don't know how to respond to that. One time I'm just going to take the food and be like, that's because I am your cousin, and then pull through without paying. Let them settle it later. So that's why I imagine like heaven's like, I imagine I die, I get to the gates, and Jesus sees me. He's like, Wills! And I'm like, Jesus, how many? And it'll be like 527,653 bags of dog poop. I'm like, man, that's a lot. And he'll be like, yeah, it's not the most. I was like, okay, well, how many times did someone say I look like their little cousin? I'll be like, all right, that's a fun one. That happened to you 17 times. They were all talking about the same guy, and he's right over there. You look just like him. I was like, man, that's crazy. You're like, not really. We just kind of had an uncreative day when we made YouTube. Like, what does that mean? It's like, well, Will, you're the starting template for black man. Like when we make a black guy, we start with you with an ad features. Like Denzel Washington's You, we stretched the face out, made him attractive, sent him out. Donald Glover's You, we widened the face out, made him talented, sent him out. You and that guy, we just sent you out with factory settings. So that's what I imagine heaven is like, just getting roasted by Jesus. One of my friends, he saw me do that joke, he wanted to give a suggestion. He was like, you should have Jesus say, that's how we do things at the Build a Black Guy workshop. Huh, and I thought about it. I didn't like it though, I didn't like it. It was a good note, but I didn't add it to the joke. Just because if heaven has a Build a Black Guy workshop, that means heaven has a Build a White Guy workshop. And I don't like to picture heaven as segregated, you know? I don't like to think of heaven as separate but equal. Build a White Guy factory, pristine, all new working parts, everything perfect functioning order. Build a Black Guy factory, leftovers. Just workers regularly coming over saying things like, hey, what do you want us to do with this extra lip? I like that you're like hiding your face and everything. It's okay. That's my favorite joke. That's my favorite one. We got more. There's ones you like, but you'll like better. There's ones you like better. That's my favorite. Because here's why. If you laughed at it, I'm the one that told it. We're hanging out, we're vibing, cool. If you laughed at it, good. If you didn't laugh at it, good. It's racist. Good. It's fine. Yeah, it's a win-win. That's a win-win. Just don't let that be the one joke you repeat later. Like, you've heard a lot tonight. Don't let that be the one. That's an inside the house joke. Inside the house. You hold on to it. Don't go back to work and tell that joke. That's for us. I'm not an expert. I'm not an economic expert. I can't explain like what inflation is. But I can tell you, the other day I spent $3 on a McChicken, so this has to stop. When I was growing up, $3 was enough for a small fry and a McGangbang, and that's the future I want for my kids. Yeah, oh, yeah. No, I'll explain, don't worry, yeah. McGangbang, that's when you get a McDouble and you get a McChicken. And you open the McDouble and you put the McChicken in the, I love the knowing nods. You put the McChicken in the middle, so that way it looks like your sandwich is baking cookies. My friends told me about the McGangbang. What they didn't tell me was that if you want one, you don't order it. I'm the only person banned from that McDonald's in Raleigh. They're like, get out of here! We don't want to see you on False News ever again. Get out! I'll go ahead. I'll say that. I'll be the brave one. I'll put it out there. I disagree with Kanye. Someone has to say it. I'm gonna say it. Kanye's got the song where he's got the lyric, "I keep it 300 like the Romans." It was like, okay, I'm sorry. You keep it 300 like the who? 300 is set in Greece. It's about the Spartans. And I'm not nitpicking this, right? Because the most famous line in 300 is when Leonidas goes, "Madness, this is Sparta!" The most famous line in the movie establishes the setting of the movie. We haven't had that since Chinatown, Kanye missed it. The line is in, "Madness, this is Rome." Like, that's a different movie. I tell you all this because Kanye's not here. Still, the second I see him, I'm gonna be like, man, that was genius. Just love the way you ignore context clues. That was really good. It was really good. I have a hard time just meeting folks in general. I'm a kind of awkward person. One time I went to a sketch show, a sketch comedy show, sat in the audience by myself because I'm lonely. And an older couple came in and sat next to me, and the wife tapped me, and she was like, "Do you know any of the performers?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm a stand-up, I work with these guys all the time. They're all my friends," which is a thing I felt the need to tell her. Because I'm lonely. And she points to one, she's like, "That's Alex, he's my son." I was like, "Oh, I know Alex, he's great." She's like, "His older brother came to town, he brought his new baby. Do you want to see pictures of my new grandbaby?" And I said, "Yes," because I'm polite. I am polite. That's what you do when offers of the grandbaby come out. You say yes. So she hands me the phone, and I'm looking at pictures of the grandbaby, and just supernaturally, it comes out my mouth before I even think it. I go, "Oh, grandchildren are a reward for a life well lived." And immediately my brain went, "What's wrong with you?" Who says things like that? Did your parents conceive you, or did your dad mate with a Hallmark card? Where did you come from? And I was mortified, but I look at her and she was like, "Oh." And she taps her husband, she's like, "Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said?" And her husband's like, "What did he say?" And her husband's got the look of a man whose wife has been becoming best friends with whoever they sat next to for the last 20 years. And he just wanted one night off, and he realized he's not getting it. He's like, "What did he say?" She goes, "He just said, repeat it." So now I'm repeating what I've already decided is the weirdest thing I've ever said to a stranger. And I was like, "Well, I was just saying to your wife that I feel like grandchildren are a reward for a life well lived." And he was like, "Yeah, I guess." Anyway, I'm that kid's godfather now. It's a very sweet family. Just happy to be part of it. I did comedy in Wilmington on the news. I was on the news every morning for 5 years. At 5:30 in the morning. I was doing comedy at 5:30 in the morning. So my fan base back home is 70-year-old white people. That's who's up. That's who's up early. That's who retweets me. When I headline shows back home, they end at 7 because my people need to get home in time for Matlock. I know my demo. And that's not a complaint, it's not a complaint. I like old white people. I like meeting old white people, especially in the South. Because what happens to me every time I meet an old white person is they immediately tell me what they were doing in the 60s, and I appreciate that. Like Unbreakable, Bruce Willis has the ability to touch somebody and see where they've been. I think I have the ability to touch an old white person and get them to tell me what they were doing during the Civil Rights Movement. It'll happen after the shows usually. They'll be like, "Hey, nice to meet you. Hey, Willis, hi. I was a freedom rider." "Oh, that's a good affiliation. Nice. Very good. Hey, nice to meet you. Hi. I cried when they killed Dr. King." "I would have too. Yeah. Hey, nice to meet you. Hey, I'm Willis. Nice to meet you. Hey, I was at Selma. I saw that movie. Looked like things got tense. Were you scared?" "Yeah, I was scared. They almost made it over the bridge." I was a state trooper back then, but now I got a black grandchild, and I just love that little bastard. It's like, okay, don't call him a bastard crap. Maybe don't do that. Savannah, we believe in ghosts. Y'all believe in ghosts out here? Yeah. By the time I asked my wife, I was like, hey, do you believe in ghosts? And she was like, no, do you? And I was like, no, but I do believe we're going to get haunted. Because I don't believe in ghosts, but I do believe in expositional dialogue, you know? Like, my superstition is just plot structure. If you spend Act 1 talking about not believing in ghosts, Act 2, you're getting haunted by ghosts. That's just how that goes. That's how that works. One time I went to go visit my friend. He had bought a house in like historic downtown Wilmington, and he was showing it off. And he said the first thing I always say whenever I step into a historic downtown home, is this place haunted? And his eyes lit up, and he was like, yes. This house is haunted by a white ghost. And every time a black family moves in, the white ghost chases them out. So from this side of the street on, it's only white families. But across the street is a black ghost. And every time a white family moves in, the black ghost chases them out. So from that side of the street on, it's only black families. I looked at him and was like, oh, you don't know what redlining is. It's not ghosts, it's segregation. It's like, you're right that it's people who are scared of spooks, just not in the sense that you thought, you know? Like, this is why we have to actually like teach history, because white people will believe in ghosts before they believe in systemic racism. It's like, why are the black students' test scores so low? It's like, well, I heard every time a black kid opens a book, a ghost slams it shut. It's like, no, there's more forces at work. There's a boat, there's 1619, there's more going on. There's more going on here. I got married last year. And thank you, Samantha. Yeah. And I'm excited to like be married, excited to like be part of a unit, have someone to like do life with. I'm excited to like eventually start a family. Like I've always wanted to be a dad. I've always had dad energy. Even when I was in high school, like if I was in the locker room and I heard a dude like talking about a girl he hooked up with, I'd immediately be like, and I suppose she knows you're in here talking about her right now, huh? I suppose she knows that you're in here running up. Don't look at him, look at me. I suppose she knows that you're in here running your mouth. Listen to me, you don't become a man when a woman gives you her body. You become a man when a woman gives you her trust. And right now, you are showing me that you are not worthy of that trust. They give you a man because you bake some cookies. Look, man, I know you're getting older. I try to act like I haven't noticed. I notice. We all notice. It's just, if you want to be out here courting and escorting these young women, I want you to be the young gentleman I know you can be. Now take these, because I'm not raising any grandbabies. Take them. And I'll see you in homeroom. Always no more cookies. No more cookies. We're gonna figure out what the metaphor means afterwards. Like, what is that? Yeah. I've always wanted to be a dad. Like, the thing is, my wife's white, so when we do have kids, we're gonna have kids that are a different race than both of us, have a different experience in this country than both of us. Yes. But that's a thing we're talking about, and I'm ready. You know, I'm ready to be the dad to a little black girl, little brown girl, little white girl. I'm ready to be the dad to a little black boy, a little brown boy. I don't know how to raise a white boy. I got nothing. How do you raise a white boy? I have nothing for a white son. So I'm gonna be a speeches dad, right? Like I got speeches ready for my daughters of any color, like how we don't let any man define our value. We're gonna break the glass ceiling. I got speeches for my sons of color and how the world sees us and you have to work twice as hard and how we interact with police. I have no speeches for a white son. First time he comes home from school with a C, I'll be like, man, I don't know, you can still be president. Go to your room if you want to. I don't know how this works. Real quick, I got you a t-shirt. This is yours. It says, I am Black History. Wear this. Wear this. It's yours. Let them know. Ladies and gentlemen, did we enjoy ourselves tonight? I appreciate y'all so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for coming. Give it up for all the comics you've seen tonight. coming. We brought merch with us. Come see us. We'll be selling our stuff. And we got a limited number of these. But we've got, you might have seen these around. We've got our poster with us as Power Rangers. We've got 5 copies of these that are autographed by all of us. So we're selling these for $25. Come talk to me out front if you want one. But yeah, this has everybody you've seen on the show tonight, their autograph on it. Folks, check us out. Black Power Rangers Comedy, Instagram, Facebook. I'm Wilson Maxwell. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.